Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here, and I guess we're not getting the Sword of Legend. But what we are getting is, because again, he's not vanquished. I don't know how he could make that much noise and be that big and not be noticed. And if we go back in here, there's nothing. Yeah, you don't find him again. Gilgamesh lives to fight another day in another Final Fantasy game. Okay. Fair enough. We're definitely saving after that fight. And then we're going to go turn in some of these quests. First, we're going to turn in the Diablo's quest. Alright, we're back in Bujerba. That's kind of a fun name to say, too. Not as fun as Nabudis. I had to get that in there. Mikleo. Yes, we've defeated Diablos. Yeah, well, we got a Demon Shield and another Zeus Mace. Okay. Okay, so, yep. Well, Diablos was pretty, difficult. Or maybe they just weren't strong enough. Okay, go return to your friends. And those kids were ghosts. It's not the first time we've come across ghost petitioners or ghosts during our hunts. Was that like the second, third time now? Okay. Anyways, back at the clan hall in Rabanasta, and we're gonna go see Mont Blanc here. Yes, we defeated Gilgamesh, and we're here to turn in this hunt. That's the last of the hunts. And we got Excalibur. Not Excalibur. Yeah, basically it's a joke sword. It'll have like one attack. At least that's how it was in other Final Fantasies. Although in this one, I noticed on the license board, like it has its own spot on Bosch's license board. And it takes quite a bit of license points for itself. You'd think if it was a joke, he'd be for one license point. That Seek with the smiley face on his chest, that is just... It's so distracting for me here. It's not distracting when I'm playing the game, because I'm, reading the text and whatnot from Mont Blanc, but when I'm doing post-commentary here it comes again. That's just so weird. But we have more hunts. Well, okay then. We are not done with hunts. Alright, the Behemoth King. This petitioner is in Lowtown. I'll probably just do these hunts in order. I don't know. This is a rank 7 hunt. So that's the same as... Was it the same as Diablos was? I don't know. It was the same as Gilgamesh? No. We get to go to Great Dahlon's. He's not that great. He's Old Dahlon. Alright, Ixion. Ixion, this is a reference to Final Fantasy X. I appreciate that. So Ixion was the Thunder Horse summoned from Final Fantasy X, so I'm willing to bet that this Thunder Horse is going to, well, it's probably going to do things like cast Thundaga on us and whatnot. And our petitioner there is in Balfohim Port, and the Seer. Oh, this looks interesting. It's either going to be really interesting or really deadly. I mean, it could be both. And, Yeah, we'll speak to the... Yeah, you're the petitioner. Yeah, tell me about this seer. The seer. It's plotting trouble for all of Ivalis. Even though it doesn't even spawn into existence until after you accept this quest, makes you wonder how much evil it really is plotting for the entire land. It's within the Pharos. Well, I know one place we can check in Pharos. And yes, I do, the hunt begins. Okay, get the close-up. And yes, I do look up the locations of, in fact, these last 3 hunts here that we have. Including the Behemoth King, because the Behemoth King has some spawning conditions, which I'll complain about in a little bit. But, yeah, XII and the Seer, I look up their locations because they don't specifically tell you where they'll be, and I don't feel like running around Pharos, all up and down and left and right and around to try and find these guys. So yeah, I do look up their locations online. Now we're going to go to Old Dahlon's place. Well, we're going to check the board here, make sure no new... Okay. No new hunts spawned on there either. Game's trying to fool me. And until I did some research, I thought Gilgamesh was going to be the end of the hunting. But I guess not. And I said I would attempt all of the hunts, and yes, I still hold true to that. Actually, I can give you a post-commentary spoiler, because I'm done recording the post-game by this point. Yes, we do attempt all of the hunts. And this will be one of the last times we get to hear this music. Because I don't think there's a reason to come back here other than to, you know, get a reward from the petitioner. Alright, now we gotta find this petitioner. It's not Old Dahlon, it's not you people, is it? It can't be Dahlon. I would have gotten more excited if it was actually Dahlon. You? No. Oh, there's our, I was gonna say, I thought he had a name. Kokwimhinimania. He needs more vowels in that name. Legend at Mount Baromeses. Alright, Behemoth King. He gives you a little hint on how to make the Behemoth King spawn. So, well, I'm just going to tell you, so that way I can complain about it before we get to the actual battle, which I can do some complaining about that in a bit too. So, in order to get the Behemoth King to spawn... Ooh, look at the hair jiggle. That doesn't seem quite natural. Anyways, Behemoth King. In order to get him to spawn, you have to go to the area in the Feywood. I'm going to show you this here. Behemoth King, Feywood. It'll actually spawn in one of those areas where we had all the other behemoths. So I was thinking, okay, it's going to come out, based on this hint, it's going to come out when we fight all the other behemoths in this area. Turns out those 2 areas with the exclamation marks, you need to kill all of the monsters in both areas. I believe I did that off camera, and because it took me like 20 minutes to find this guy. The nice part is once you killed enemies in this area after accepting this hunt, like they didn't respawn. So you just go back and forth between the 2 areas, and I went back and forth quite a bit, not killing enemies, not killing enemies, not killing enemies, and then I wander around to where he's supposed to be kind of in the center of the second area, or the bottom area. We're at Balfohim Port, by the way, looking for our other petitioner, who's, like, hiding or something, I don't know. And then I had all the enemies killed, or at least I thought I had them all killed. I killed another one, went back to the area, wasn't there, ran around a little bit more, went out, went back in, and I don't think I killed any more enemies after that, and then I was just kind of standing around, and then he appeared. Like, okay. So, yeah, that's... I don't like the spawning conditions in general for these hunts. Like, I think talking to the petitioner should just be the condition for spawning the hunt. I think that's enough for this. Doing all these extra things, it bothers me. It almost bothers me as much as, like, the fact that this is, what, the 4th, 5th, 6th time now that we're on a hunt where someone is being haunted in their dreams by some creature. It's like these monsters need to get another hobby. These hunts, these marks, these super monsters. They're all kind of super monsters because they're all stronger than, well, the normal monsters. But yeah, how many of them now have been haunting someone in their dreams? And guess what? That's what's happening with XII here. I guess they can't come up with something else for these monsters to do, so, oh, it's just haunting someone's dreams, so they put a hunt out for it. Okay. Alright, so, we go back to the Feywood. We're gonna go with generic boss killing party. And there is our Behemoth King, and he's got stuff on him. Other stuff he has includes 1,668,491 HP. Oddly specific number. I don't know why it had to be that specific, because I think once you have 1.6 million, or anything beyond that, adding like 491 on the end just seems kind of random and unnecessary. I mean, it might help him survive like one more hit or something. I don't know, but it's just such a randomly specific number. I don't get it. Well, this is not the best start to this. Everybody's dying really quickly. Okay, so how I'm going to show this battle, since he has so much HP. In fact, this was originally a 40-minute video. I cut down parts of it. I'm going to show you, like, the first segment of the Behemoth King, where I kind of get into a somewhat stabilized pattern. Then I'm going to show you a section in the middle, and then I'm going to show you the final section, where the victor will be declared. Wow. It doesn't look like we're anywhere close to being declared the victor. Behemoth King is casting Ardor. Wait, what happened to Ardor? It just said he was going to cast Ardor, and then he didn't. Okay, well, we need to go from Cura to Curaja here. Now, the Behemoth King, he takes half damage from all the elements. So I've got Bosch on the Masamune, which we just picked up from beating Gilgamesh. Because, yeah, Excalibur, not the best idea here with that. And I've got Pinello using Flare. And I did not realize how much HP this guy had when I started this battle, and didn't realize that this was going to go on for as long as it did. Or be as difficult as it did. I mean, I'll be honest with you viewers, at the start of this I did not think I was going to beat him the first try. Or even survive this long with the rate that this is going. But, yeah, so we're going to show you a little bit more of what he can do. Okay, so now he has a Paling. He's immune to physical damage. That's awesome. No, it's not. I hate Palings. Although I don't mind it as much on this guy, but what I mind is his HP. Oh, he's casting Holy, that's nice too. Because what he's going to do, he's going to do something that no one else does with these Paling things. And I appreciate that. He's going to switch from being immune to physical damage to being immune to magic damage, but then he'll be available to be hit physically again. So he can always be hit by something. And I like how it kind of forces you to switch up tactics mid-battle as well. So I'm okay with that. Because that gives him something unique to do. It's not just, hey, let's just throw up these Palings for the sake of having everyone throw up these Palings. And he doesn't have both of them on at the same time. The one for magic and the one for physical. He does like to... Okay, he likes to cast high-level spells. He'll do that a bit more later on. He also likes to use Shelter while we have a chance here. This Holy takes a while to cast. Although I can't really hit him, so yeah. And you can see his HP bar is kind of silly here. And Ash, there's better things you could be doing than attacking. Like, I don't know, put Faith on Penelo. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Or we can cast Holy ourselves, which, not the best idea. I think Penelo might already have Faith at this point. I don't know. I was looking at Behemoth King's HP here. Behemoth King is also level 70, so we are not at level 70 yet. So there's that too. If we can kind of use that as kind of an indication of power, or... Oh. We can hit him physically now. Now what I'm going to try doing throughout this battle, or throughout at least part of this battle, is to swap in and out people based on what he's immune to. But it gets kind of difficult. Oh, and White Breath can cause stop too. Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to show off before I go to the midsection. It can get kind of difficult to swap people in and out. And so we're going to go to the mid-battle right about now, and I'll show you what I ended up doing there. Alright, so Bosch is kind of dead. I don't know if you can see that. That was really quick. But Bosch is dead and has the disease status, so I have Vaughn in here instead. And I know his Mesa sword, ninja sword blade, isn't doing as much as what Bosch was doing. You can see I also have Penelo attacking. I even equipped her with the Whale Whisker because he's currently immune to magic, and I didn't want to try swapping Penelo out because I have done that earlier in this battle. And then it becomes a hassle to try to swap her back in when he becomes vulnerable to magic again and immune to physical stuff. Because, you know, I've got Kiraja going, so people are always being targeted. He's always targeting us with attacks. And it's just not the easiest thing to do, to swap people in and out. It's easier to do when they're dead, because they're not being targeted when they're dead. And even if they are, I think you can still swap them out because they're dead. Does he have boosts on him right now? We might have to dispel him again. But once his physical Paling goes down, he becomes immune to physical attacks, but we can start flaring him again. You can see I've got him maybe about 3/4 of the way down at this point. Yeah, like I said, this is about a 40-minute video. This is about a 25-minute fight? Yeah, 25 to 30-minute fight, which is just a bit too lengthy. So, again, at this point in the game, things... or I should say in the post-game, things just seem to be becoming more about big numbers, and you're going to see that even more in a little bit. But, Yeah, big numbers, I just don't care when things become just about big numbers and it's just this super long, drawn-out, repetitive battle. This is starting to get not fun for me. Another thing I start doing while I kind of, at some point I realize it, I can start using those motes that I have. So I start using like the bio mote and the shock mote, because he's immune to physical things right now, so why not do something productive? I don't think we can get sap on him. That would have been pretty nice. But, and I think I have Vaughn use... I have him use like a higher spell mote, and then I regret it because it didn't do any better than shock or bio. Yeah, there's the bio mote. And I'm like, well, 1380 damage, that's better than not doing damage. So, yeah, I continue this pattern for a bit longer, and now we'll go to the final segment of the battle here shortly. Alright, where we still have... Oh, this is, well, it was looking fine. We've got Bosch alive and back in our party. And, we're almost all dead. Yeah, get me Fran. Let's fix something here. I can't take anybody out. There's Thundaga. Come on, he's got to be almost dead. Oh, look at that, he's just such a small sliver. But of course, when that entire bar represents 1,668,491 health, that small sliver can feel like an eternity. Alright, well, I don't have Canelo, but I have Fran, so that's... Oh, come on, he's practically there. Come on, please don't tell me we're gonna lose this. Yes! We got him! Oh, Behemoth King vanquished. Dang, that was not easy. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.